Hey, how's it going everybody? Martin with Bellavoro, and today's video we're going to be unboxing and kind of checking out this 70My brand dash cam. It says it does 4K, dual channel recording, HDR, whole 9 yards. It looks like your average dash cam that just records, but we'll see what's in store for it. I review a lot of dash cams on my channel, so I don't spend a lot of time on each one because I don't have the time personally. So if you're looking for like a high production value, super in-depth review, this isn't going to be it. This is just going to be a quick and fast review just to kind of show you what it is, what it looks like, and what it looks like in the car. So let's go ahead and start getting this opened up. So first thing is they gave me, I don't know if these accessories come with the camera. That'll have to be something you check out with them. I don't represent the company, so they gave me this what is it, a little HDR filter lens or something like that. Yeah, dash cam accessories for car camera. It's a little camera filter. It goes over the lens. It's a lens filter. I don't know exactly what it does. I'm not an expert on cameras, so maybe somebody can tell me what that does. Then we got this hardwired kit. Now I did tell them that I don't hardwire into my car necessarily. I will do OBD2, which I've got like 3 or 4 of those so far that power via USB-C. That's because that's really easy to install and it's not intrusive. Wiring into the fuse box and such, I don't do in my car. I'm not saying there's a problem with it. My car just has all these electronics in it and I'm not trying to mess with any of that. So, get it open. And is it OBD2? No, it's just a regular hardwired kit. It is USB-C power, so I probably can use one of my OBD2 powered harnesses for it. But you can see it's got a USB-C cable there, but then it's got the wires for your fuse box and everything. Again, if I'm reviewing dash cams constantly, also, I'm not going to be hardwiring anything because I'm not going through that motion every single time, if you know what I mean. Let's get the camera open. There we go. Now the packaging is really nice. It's really nice printed, nice material box. So that's always a plus when it comes in a nice printed box and not just a generic cardboard box, right? Usually means they care a little bit. Oh, there we go. We got more. 4K 30 FPS. I don't know if it does 60 on non-4K. Dual channel recording. It's got a front and rear camera. I'm not going to install the rear camera. They never stick in my car. They always fall off because I got a hatchback and the material. It's a huge pain. I don't want to deal with it. But I mean, rear cameras are always just you plug, you set them up where you want to, and it's got a cable that you run around the car to the front camera. Pretty straightforward. Built-in GPS and ADAS super capacitor. Voice control, buffered emergency recording, Wi-Fi 6, that's nice. And parking surveillance, that's also nice. I do like the cameras that have the surveillance feature, especially if you have them hardwired in or OBD2. Then while your car is parked, it'll, if it senses motion, it'll turn on if you're worried about people messing with your car and such. So inside we've got, gotta open this without damaging it. There we go. 128 gig micro SD card. I don't know what gen or the specs. Micro SD XC. Yeah. Anyways, it's good enough for their camera, so good enough for me. We've got customer service card. If you ever need any help. This looks like adhesive. Double-sided adhesive, more double-sided adhesive probably for the rear camera. What's this here? Rear camera user manual. The whole dash cam set user manual, so, user manuals, blah, 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 if you ever get confused and stuff. And then, ooh, I like when they have these. So these are, and this would actually work for the rear camera. I'm still not going to install it, but this would actually work a lot better. These are these little plastic sheets. They stick to glass really easily and they don't leave residue when you pull them off. That way you can stick your camera to one of these instead of sticking your camera directly to the glass, because this adhesive will leave residue behind when you pull it off. This will not. So you put this between the glass and the adhesive, it sticks fine, but when you pull it off, there's no residue. So that's really awesome, actually. So that's cool. I'll get that out of the way. And then we've got the front camera here. So it looks like you've got a screen, little display, little front camera that's adjustable. So it kind of just looks like it, how does it go on here? There we go. I think it just sticks up into your window like this. So it is pretty low profile, so that's nice. Yeah, just kind of stick in your windshield like that with the camera facing forward. But yeah, low profile, really nice. It's not going to be super obvious, super in the way of your view. This is the rear camera. I've seen a million rear cameras like this. These usually don't do 4K. I don't know if that's the case with this one, but make sure to take the little film off the lens too. But yeah, pretty nice. This one's got adhesive on it already. And is that everything in the box? Oh, there's more. We've got, this is the power cord for the rear camera, so this probably plugs into one end, this plugs into the other end. Run it around the length of the car, tuck it up under your headliner, wherever. We've got a USB cable. I assume this is probably, if your car has a USB port, you probably power it with this. And what's this? Ah, okay. 12 volt power. There you go. Boom. So here you have 12 volt thing. That's cool, but 12 volt power. So instead of OBD2 power, this comes with a 12 volt power adapter. Perfect. So you don't have to hardwire it. What does that say there? Oh, it's got this highlighted. I guess that's where you want it to plug the camera in. It's probably going to give it more power through that port. You plug this into your 12 volt cigarette lighter adapter, and then boom, you got power. I'm going to see if my OBD2 things will power it, but if not, we got this. So, how do you get this SD card in? That's what I'm wondering. Let's slide in there, let's slide in there. Right here. So let's get this micro SD card open. And again, make sure if you are purchasing this, check and see everything that's included. I don't know if yours is going to come with them. This is what they send people to review. So I don't know if they send you the same as the retail unit, but definitely double check. Don't assume. You know what they say about assuming. If you know what they say about assuming, leave a comment. Micro SD card. Does it go in? Is it going this way? Yep. Looks like it. Clicks in. You just push it in. You hear a click, let go, and it doesn't pop out. And if you want to pop it back out, it clicks and it just slides right out. Alright, and we've got DC power in, AV power in. I'm probably going to have to refer to the manual. I'm not an electrician. I don't know much about power sources. I don't know which one's direct current and alternating current. But I think one of them is going to wrap around to the camera and one plugs directly into your power source. So anyways, I'm going to get it installed in my car. Every vehicle is different, so I don't show the exact process because I doubt a single one of you watching this drives a Kia Stinger. If you do, leave a comment below, but it is a very uncommon car. It was only produced for like 5 years. It's a nice car, I like it. But you know, everyone's car is different. A lot of you probably have Chevy, Ford, Toyota, the more common models, even Kia and Hyundai, the more common models. So it's going to be different for every vehicle. So I'm not going to go over the actual how to wire everything up part. I'm just going to kind of show what it looks like once it's installed and how it looks. If you don't know how to wire these things up, look up a YouTube video for your make and model, or go to a car audio place and have them install it for you. They know all that stuff. Let me get in the car, and then I'll be back with you guys to kind of go over its functionality and yada yada yada. Missed a couple accessories in the box. We also have this mount that also comes with adhesive on it. That way you can take the camera off the mount. Looks like it goes on like so. That way you can just put the mount up in the car when you want to take it off. Boom, slide it off, and that way the mount stays in the car. And then we've still got a little accessory to kind of help you tuck your wires and kind of wedge them in there and kind of pull out areas where you don't tuck them in. So that's pretty cool. Alright, so I'm here inside the car now. I got it mounted up here. Don't mind the windshield crack. So I use the same USB-C cable that I had powering this one that was sitting on that mount right there. Just took it down for the time being. I mean, it works great. It did drop it for a second, and it activated the automatic recording lock. It does have an app called the 70My app, and I'm having trouble with it because I'm trying to sign up for it, and it's not sending me the verification email. So again, I'm just giving you the regular user experience. I don't know what's going on with that, but it doesn't look like I can set it up like that. But you got different features here. You can turn your microphone on and off, so audio recording on, audio recording off. I'll leave it on. What's this do? Emergency, yeah, recording emergency video. So that will basically lock the video, keep it from getting deleted, and flag it so you can find it if you need it. Normally, if like this experiences G-forces or stuff like that, like a crash, it'll do that automatically. Which again, I tested by dropping it accidentally, and it did that while it was on. But you can also, if something happens and you need to, I want to save that video, you just do that real quick and wait for that to finish. What's this? Entering the album will stop video recording. Well, I didn't take any pictures. Then we got settings here. These buttons are all really easy to use. So video settings, video encoding format, high compression, low compression, video resolution. 2160 is 4K. You can also do 1080p, both HDR. Recording duration, 1 minute. I like my record because basically it records a series of videos. It'll record, stop, and record again. It's continuously recording, but it saves them as multiple small videos. I like to have them a little bit longer. So I did 3 minutes. Recording duration, setting my logo. You can turn all the watermarks and crap on and off. Anti-flicker, what's that? 60 hertz, 60 FPS. No, we're going to keep it at 60. And yeah, I mean, that's all that. Parking security features. You can have it on constantly or just a delay, whatever you want to do. Collision detection, that's what I was just talking about a second ago. No parking surveillance cable. Okay, I don't have a parking surveillance cable, whatever that is. Probably something they sell. Time-lapse photography. You can do that if you want to as well. Ooh, holding my arm up's getting tiring. Parking security, smart travel. What's this? Emergency video. Sensitivity. That's what I was just talking about. So medium sensitivity is usually fine. I always leave it on default. Go back. I don't know what that is. ADAS. So the hood is in the center. Oh, my hood's not in the center. I got it mounted offset. Mount it however you want. This is how I like to mount my cameras. Voice control. I'll turn that off. I don't want that. Sound settings, system settings. What do we got for sound? I'm just gonna go over it with you guys. It's just little system sounds. Speaker volume. Okay. And then system settings. You can connect it to Wi-Fi. It says Wi-Fi hotspot. I don't know if that needs cellular. Screen standby mode. Auto off when parked. System time. System light. You do have to make sure you set up your time and date for this. I forgot to set the time. I did set the date though. You do that all when you're first setting it up. This use status. Download app. Yeah, if you download the app, I think it gives you a QR code to download. That's what I was trying to use, but I was having trouble. Alright, but I mean, it's your basic run-of-the-mill dash cam. There's nothing super fancy about it, nothing really lacking about it. It does what you need it to do. This other one I had here has cellular connectivity and all kinds of stuff you gotta pay for. That was a past video. I had two cameras like that, so you can go back and watch those if you want. But overall, yeah, it's fine. I mean, it's a dash cam, right? I don't really have any complaints. I'll continue to mess around with it. If you got questions, leave them in the comments. Again, not super in-depth review, just a basic, take it out, plug it in, this is what it does. So hopefully you guys found that informational helpful. I'll put a link down below if you want to purchase this. Other than that, yeah, hopefully this is a helpful video for you guys. I will see you all in the next video. Have a good one.